Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. So I did tell you that yesterday, the President Muhammadu Buhari did talk about those who are planning to rig election and his instruction to security agencies. Take a listen to him.
Anybody who decides to snatch boxes or lead thugs to disturb it, maybe that's the last lawful action he will take. I really give the military and the police to be ruthless. We are not going to be blamed that we want to rig election. I want Nigerians to be respected. Let them vote whoever they want across the parties.
Portions of that statement is not going down well with the opposition party. A lot of Nigerians are also reacting to that. Listen to what the chairman of the PDP and the candidate of the PDP said today at the party's next committee in Abuja.
I am certain that you have also keenly followed with interest utterances from the leadership of the All Progressive Congress and General Muhammadu Buhari in particular, which is a painful reminder of the era of dictatorship and military rule. General Buhari has repeatedly violated the Constitution and failed to uphold the rule of law. The military, go back and study your Constitution, go back and study the Army Act and other subsidiary legislations. You have no role in the conduct of elections whatsoever.
You must know that before you, there were presidents. And you must know that after you, there will be presidents. And you must know that the order that you have given is a death sentence on all voters of Nigeria.
There you have it. Let's get talking, everyone. We have on the program tonight the spokesperson or the director of strategic communications of the All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council, Mr. Festus Keyamo, senior advocate. He joins us from our Abuja studio, and also a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and a chieftain of the PDP, Senator Dino Melaye. Both of them are in our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming on today. It does look like your party, Senator Melaye, not happy with what President Buhari said yesterday. Perhaps some of the things that the APC is saying is that it did say it out of an innocent mind that it does not want the elections to be rigged.
Anyway, I want to start by saying I am utterly disappointed in my president. I am completely in shock that in a democratic setting, a president will speak with the anointing of Idi Amin Dada of Uganda. A president will use the word ruthless. The president will order killings of Nigerians without going through legal procedures. That's totally unacceptable, totally unacceptable. I'm utterly disappointed in that statement. And the statement will just remind me of a portion of the Bible that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. There is no reason, no rationale for the president of a country who is the father of the nation to speak in such draconian manner. Sheung, I am appalled. That statement is very unprecedented. And I expected that by now the president should have apologized to Nigerians and withdraw that statement. But instead, there's been a lot of efforts boxing the wind by chieftains of the APC, trying to defend what is not defendable, trying to even give different colorations and insinuations to the statement by Mr. President. Well, Nigerians, and he spoke in English language, and all of us understand that that statement was least expected of Mr. President. But because maybe that is what he meant, But I want to say that the God we serve will continue to intervene in our situations in this country. I am disappointed because I have kids who watch television. Presidents are supposed to be role models for people in the society. Their statements of presidents are quotations for life that people will definitely want to read and repeat. So what will happen to a young Nigerian child who listened to the president of his country using the word ruthless, saying they're going to descend on people and kill people? I mean, it's appalling, it's a shame, it's a big shame.
Mr. Keyamo, interestingly, you are a lawyer, and some of the criticisms that have come is perhaps the utterance of the president saying that they will be ruthlessly dealt with. If you hear a senior lawyer in the land, Afe Babalola, who also condemned that statement, what is your party stance on that? Do you think the president should have said that?
Well, I think I've listened to so many uninformed comments since yesterday, and comments that are they are laced with heavy politics. But let me tell you straight away that there is no spin to put to the statement of the president. There is no need to repackage it. What the president said is 100% correct, 100% defensible, and I will urge him to repeat it over and over again. Let me make it very clear that the president said that whoever leads a band of thugs to go and snatch ballot boxes will pay dearly for it with his life. That is a correct statement of the law. Because if you look at the definition of thugs, people speak without looking at definitions. A thug is a murderer. A thug is a robber. A thug is a vicious person. The law is that when you are found at the scene of a crime, committing violence that will put the lives of people in danger, you can be shot dead on the spot. Every lawyer knows that one of the defenses to criminal liability is what they call justification and excuse. And that is what they call, that is justification of excuse, this particular situation. People have cited the Electoral Act, and I said those people are ignorant. That the Electoral Act says that those who snatch ballot boxes should be given some fine and 3 years imprisonment and all kinds of things. But I will tell you that under the law, if a person commits an offense, the prosecutor has an option to charge him under different laws. If those who snatch ballot boxes are robbers, by definition of the law, because if you take anything by force, you are a robber. That's the definition of armed robbery under the Robbery and Firearms Act. So if you come to a police station, take note, you don't even have to be armed. But in most cases, they're armed. The Robbery and Firearms Act says that if you just threaten violence or use violence, you don't have to be armed. For instance, if you use a heavy blow to threaten somebody or to actually hit somebody to snatch the person's bag, that is armed robbery. Even though you're not carrying a weapon, it's armed robbery under the Robbery and Firearms Act. And what is the punishment? The punishment is death sentence under that act. Also, if you try to intimidate and overawe the state to take power by force under that constitutional means, that can be treason or treasonable felony. And I can charge the person under treason or treasonable felony because you are trying to change a government by force, by snatching a ballot box and changing a government under constitutional means. You can be charged for treasonable felony or treason. And the punishment for treason is death. So, for Christ's sake, I make no other coloration to what the president said. I make no other excuse. The president stated the correct position of the law, and I will tell the president to repeat it over and over again. We have had a problem of election rigging in our country since elections started in Nigeria. And it is high time we took a definite, harsh position on it, supported by law. And whoever does not like it, that means that is the person that is the rigger and the person that wants to snatch ballot boxes. It's just like somebody who comes to a premises and says that all prostitutes in these premises stink. And if two women come out and say, what do you mean? And the women begin to show their anger and frustration, that will tell you that you have just identified the prostitutes in that premises. The president did not say APC or PDP members. Anybody who snatches ballot boxes. Since yesterday, PDP has been crying foul. And so it is clear to Nigerians who are those who snatch ballot boxes. And that is what the PDP has been doing since yesterday. So I want to tell Nigerians there's nothing wrong with that statement. Whoever wants to snatch ballot boxes, be prepared to pay for it with your life. If you are shot dead, that is what they call justification and excuse. And if you are charged to court, you also die. Any way you do, whether you die on the spot or you are charged to court, you under robbery or treason, you will still die. Either way, you will die. Don't snatch ballot boxes if you don't want to die.
Senator Melaye, how does that sound to you? Well, that's a senior lawyer there. You're a lawmaker. So in that sense, when a lawyer and a lawmaker meet, is that justifiable to you?
I'm also a lawyer. I mean, I'm also in a student. I'm a 300 level
law
student. So anyway, I would just say that what my brother and friend Festus is saying, in essence, is that we should cure illegality with illegality. Basically, that is what he's saying. And it's actually very ridiculous and laughable that a lawyer, SAN of his status, will defend this gross incompetence of the president as okay. In fact, he said he will advise the president to do same again and again. I mean, we are really in a precarious situation in this country. Festus is my brother, is my friend. The slow motion defense he just gave to Mr. President now definitely show that in his days before becoming the spokesman, he would have defended this the other way. But you know, when you are not speaking the truth, most times it won't flow. So, and that is what is happening here. The truth of the matter is no one is supporting snatching of ballot boxes. No one will. And I want to say that it is the characteristics of APC. We saw it in Ekiti, we saw it in Osun, and it's actually their trademark and their heritage. So no one in the PDP is pro-snatching of ballot boxes. But what we are saying is that we are in a very civilized climb. Is Festus saying that everyone who snatches ballot box kills? What is the punishment for snatching ballot box if you are not injurious to other people? We are in a very civilized situation in this country, or we are supposed to be in a very civilized milieu in this country, where laws are supposed to be respected, where the president, like I said, is supposed to be a role model to Nigerians, where you are supposed to speak with utmost decorum and respect for rule of law, and where a president will come and say a man who commits an offense without going through prosecution, without going through legal processes, should be killed. Automatically, you have empowered the security agencies and the satanic characters you have in the APC to take laws into their hands. And it's appalling that this is the perspective. And that statement from the president actually, for me, is a serious confirmation that the president has to visit London again, because it is not expected for any rationally thinking, intellectually mobile leader to make such
those are strong words there, Senator Melaye, to the #1 citizen of the country, especially the leader of the land. No matter what, politics aside, that's the citizen of, I mean, that's the #1 citizen of the land. Let's use some very nice words. We can discuss politics, but...
don't make it look as if I've sounded insolent. I've not sounded insolent.
Shehu,
I've not sounded insolent at all.
Shehu, if you listen to their meeting today, their caucus meeting, they spent 90% of the caucus meeting abusing the president. That has been the trajectory and the style of the PDP for some time now. And Nigerians are watching. And they are watching and seeing that these are the same people who covet the office of the president so much.
Mr. Keyamo, the one that I have some level of power over is the one that happens in our studio here, where I'm the moderator. But I don't have power over what the PDP is saying in their caucus. But the question really is the implication of what the president did say. Do you think some security agents might take it way too far beyond what the president has said?
The security agents, they know exactly that is the law. And please, my friend Dino Melaye should not twist my statement out of what I said. I am saying it definitely and clearly. He has not quoted the law. I am citing the law for him. All my life, I have been a prosecutor. And I'm telling him that the Robbery and Firearms Act says that once you take property by force, you are liable to death sentence. He has not replied that. I have told him too that when you want to change a government by force, by any means, whether by snatching or anything, by not following constitution, you want to change the government, that or overall the president, that is treason or treasonable felony. And the punishment for treason is death. He has not responded to that. So I am not saying we want to cure illegality with legality. I am telling you we want to cure legality with illegality. The death, and let me tell you this, all even law students, and I will pray that, please, Dino Melaye, with all respect, find more time to spend in the classroom than, in hospitals and all the theatrics you play. If you had spent more time in your criminal class, you will understand that it is not all the time that law enforcement agencies, when they kill people at the scene of crime, using violence and force, that is an illegality. That is
Mr. Keyamo, again, I wouldn't want us to stay on personality. Don't let us attack personality. Let's stay on the issues. The senator is a distinguished member of the National Assembly, so I wouldn't want, as much as I am cautioning him, I wouldn't want also to go on personal attacks. So the big question is, like I showed our viewers earlier today, the election of Saturday, the APC had said, your party, Senator Melaye, is jittery that you are going to lose.
If you don't mind, please. If you don't mind, please. He posed a question, and I would like to quickly respond to that. From the punctuations of the SAN, he is turning the whole thing to insults and all that. But I will not go that line with him. I will not go into the gutters with Festus.
But you insulted the president now. With respect, can you apologize for insulting the president?
I will just
say can you apologize?
I will not go into the gutters
with you. No, can you apologize for insulting the president?
I will not go into the gutters with you.
You should go back to the hospital.
I will not go back to the gutters with you. What I want to make it, what he said is an abnormal situation. So basically, if you are saying that because a man carries a ballot box, because the president already has acted as justice or honorable judge of a high court by pronouncing death on people without going through legal decision. Your Firearms Act and all you quoted, did he empower the president, Muhammadu Buhari, to make pronouncement of death on criminals or people who are caught disobeying the law of the land? Because you are now saying that the pronouncement of the president is justified. You are a senior advocate of Nigeria. And I know that elementary law tells you that the president is not a judge of a high court, he's not a magistrate, he's not a Supreme Court justice. He has no powers within his disposal to make pronouncement of death or cause one to die because of an offense. So you, as senior advocate of Nigeria, is that what you were taught in law school? To say that the president has powers to make pronouncement of death on an offender or a criminal in this country?
That is what I'm saying.
Let me answer you. You need a court of law to make such pronouncements, not the president of a country to make declaration of death on people who have committed offense. He has no such powers. He's not a judge, he's not a justice, he's not an officer of the law. He cannot make such pronouncement. And it's disgraceful that you are here defending what is supposed to be shameful. Your kids are watching this program. Your kids will ask you tomorrow, Daddy, do you say it is okay for a president of a country to make such very grievous, satanic, wicked, intellectually stagnant statements without recourse? I expect you, as an office, as somebody who practices law, somebody who is an apostle in the temple of justice, to come out and make ameliorations for the wrongdoing of Mr. President. Instead, you are being insolent, you are passing unprintable words on individuals here. And you said I insulted the president. I did not insult the president. Rather, I advised Mr. President. Now, the action of Mr. President,
Senator, just a moment. Senator, just a moment. We would like to take a break now. I'll allow Mr. Keyamo to respond to that. I'll allow you to respond. Mr. Keyamo, just a moment. We need to take this break. When we come back, I'll allow Mr. Keyamo to respond. There's still a few issues to trash out here before we go with my panel. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here on The Verdict, your program that gives you a robust coverage of the election right here on Channels Television, the nation's news leader. Let's get back to our Abuja studio, where my partner tonight have been discussing the reactions to President Muhammadu Buhari's statement on riggers ahead of Saturday's election. One is a senior advocate of the law of Nigeria, that is a senior lawyer in Nigeria, and the other is a lawmaker who is also a student of the law. And let me allow Mr. Festus Keyamo to reply Senator Melaye on what he said before. You didn't have the opportunity before we went on that break.
So let me give you a very straight answer. If my children are watching at home, rather than the consequence of their action, I will tell them not to do the act that will lead to the consequence. He's concentrating on the fact that the president said they will pay with their lives. I will tell my children, you know why you will pay with your lives? What you should do not to pay with your lives? Don't grow up to be a thug. Don't grow up to snatch ballot boxes. Because if you grow up to snatch ballot boxes, you will pay with your lives. And that is the right thing to teach children. There's no hiding this kind of things from children. It's the right thing to teach her. Let me tell Dino that it is not that the president is the judge. The president is stating the law. I am repeating it for the often time, and it appears that he's not understanding what I'm saying. That the law is that when you are found at the scene of a crime, committing an offense with violence that puts the lives of others in danger, you will be shot dead, or you'll be shot and released to your death. That is all lawyers know what I'm saying. Law students know what I'm saying. For instance, are you telling me that soldiers and policemen who find people at the scene of a crime committing robbery or murder will not shoot at them to save other lives? That is what we are saying basically. Because the definition of thug, can we all look at our dictionary? Just Google it. The definition of a thug is a robber, a murderer, or a person who attacks others with viciousness. And I can tell you that there are two ways you will die. And I'm saying it clearly. It's either they disable you on the spot by shooting at you, or when they take you to court and the court decides your fate, either under robbery or treason, you will still be sentenced to death. So there's no repackaging what the president said. The president is not a judge. He only stated the position of the law. And for children who are listening, the lesson is that don't be a thug. Don't snatch ballot boxes. That is the lesson. And let me tell you this. Secondus, who is the chairman of PDP, who vibrates anytime our head, well, he vibrates all over the place when he talks. He has been saying it consistently that if there is rigging, there will be war. Secondus has been saying so consistently. On that, we agree with him here. That war is a situation where you kill without rules. That is the situation of war. So, has he reprimanded Secondus? Secondly, Obasanjo said it over and over during the OPC era. When he was president, he addressed the nation and he said, shoot at sight at any OPC member. Why? Because OPC members at that time were putting other lives in danger. So what I'm saying in effect is that the statement of the president is meant to protect the majority against the violent minority. And that is what a president should do. And that is what the president has just done. The attitude of the PDP is to protect the minority, the violent minority, against the peaceful majority. And that is what the PDP, they want to do during the elections. That is what they have been doing since 1999. Let me tell Nigerians that nobody has known the true worth of PDP. You know why? Because they have never won any election free and fair. They wrote elections in 1999. They wrote elections results, in 2003. They wrote results in 2007. They wrote results in 2011. And that's why the results they wrote in 2015, we defeated them. So if they even think that they are calculating their figures from 12 million votes they got in 2015, they should think again, because they did not even get 12 million votes in 2015. They had to up Rivers, up Akwa Ibom, up Delta to save the face of the president then. Nobody knows the true worth of PDP will be known in this election.
All right, Mr. Keyamo, you appear to have a good time to respond. But let me quickly go to Senator Melaye now. And it's on the issue of who wins this election. The APC have said repeatedly that your party is jittery. In fact, there are allegations that some people who are linked to some members of your party have been caught with monies and have been linked with monies to rig the election. Those are the allegations. Is your party jittery?
Anyway, let me start by saying, Sheon, that's very, very fallacious. But before I respond to that a very untrue statement coming from you, I want to say that Nigerians and the Nigerian Bar Association and even the clients of Festus Keyamo should please take note of the fact that Keyamo on public TV just endorsed extrajudicial killing. Because what he just said now is quoting the statement of Obasanjo, endorsing the statement of Obasanjo and many others who have said shoot aside and all that. And I do not expect that a senior advocate of Nigeria will be here to promote and endorse extrajudicial killing. I mean, that is very, very surprising. But I just want to tell you this, that take it from the right or take it from the left. This Bolekaja approach of Festus, or this Boju approach,
that's insult. That's an insult.
Or Boju approach,
that's an insult.
Understand, cannot save the day. The truth of the matter is clear, that President Muhammadu Buhari have always benefited, because he was here talking and ranting about not winning elections or winning elections. President Muhammadu Buhari has always been a beneficiary of ethnic and religious agenda. In 2007, when he contested against Olusegun Obasanjo, he played the ethnic and religious card. Obasanjo is a Southern Christian. Obasanjo is not a Northerner. He got his normal between 11 and 12 million votes. The thing happened in 2007 when he contested against Yaradua. Fulani for Fulani, North for North. He lost even his polling units in Katsina. In 2011 again, when he contested against Jonathan, he played the same ethnic and religious card by saying that Jonathan is a Southern Christian, Jonathan is not a Northerner, and because of that, he pulled the normal vote he will pull because of this religious and ethnic sentiments. But this time around, God catch them. It's Fulani for Fulani, it's Muslim for Muslim, it's Northerner for Northerner, and because their party is crumbling, because Nigerians have seen that the party is the greatest corn that came out of Africa, is the greatest corn south of the Sahara and north of the Limpopo. Now they are so agitated. Even my brother here, you can see, is agitated. But I'm not going to blame Festus, because Festus is a lawyer. You hire a lawyer, you pay a lawyer to defend you, and APC have hired him, they've paid him, and what he's doing here is justifiable by him. As far as he's concerned, he has smiled to the bank and is defending the illegality by Mr. President, the statement that is unpatriotic by the president, and even the activities of the APC across the country. So basically, what I am saying in essence is, instead of jumping from Sokoto to Kaduna and trying to blame the PDP, let him tell me in concrete terms, what has the APC government, what even the APC is talking about, you don't know them as much as I do. You came and joined us in APC. I am a founding member of the APC.
You came and joined us. You came and joined us.
In the APC.
You were in APC. No.
In the APC.
You came and joined us. I'm a founding member. You came and joined us. You came and joined us.
To join me.
You came to join us.
Even in the APC,
yes.
I have a better standing and footing than you.
Oh, really?
But once I was blind, now I can see. We have seen through your orchestrations. We have seen through your lies. We have seen through your deception, and that is why Nigerians are.
Senator Melaye, let me come in here. Sorry, hold on, Senator Melaye. Hold on. We have let's balance the conversation. Let's go back to, though you didn't answer my question as regarding the allegations of monies linked to some members of your party. But Mr. Keyamo, you're a lawyer, and I'll put this to you. Under Chapter 5 of the Constitution, under Section 33, on the fundamental human rights, the big question is the validity of what you have said. And under the Geneva Convention, there are rules for wars as enshrined in that convention. Are you saying that those are the things that you're saying Nigeria should not obey it, or those statements should not go in tandem with these conventions?
You didn't read those chapters very well. Before I come to those chapters, let me respond directly to the results. The 2007 results Till today, nobody has the full demographic breakdown of that report. Because
That's the most atrocious
result of it. Let me talk.
This is another APC lie.
Now, 2011. Let me remind Nigerians of 2011.
It is not true.
Let me remind Nigerians.
It is not true.
Let me remind Nigerians.
This is another APC
now,
lie.
You don't want me to talk.
This is another APC lie.
You don't want me to talk.
You intercepted me when I was speaking too. So I'm telling you that this is a bogus lie.
Let me remind Nigerians of 2011. Let me remind Nigerians of 2011. In 2011, you had two northern presidential candidates. So they should not lie about 2007. You had a Fulani presidential candidate. You had Ibadu. You had in 2011.
You know there are two frontline parties.
You had also Shekarau, who was from Kanu.
You know that.
Shekarau from Kanu in 2011. And also Ribadu, also who was presidential candidate in 2011. What happened? You had Kwankwaso at that time, who was a governor of PDP in Kanu. You have Shekarau, who was a presidential candidate of ANPP. What happened? Buhari trounced the two of them, two indigenes in Kanu. Buhari beat the two of them in Kanu.
He has always played a religious and ethnic card, and that lie has expired. That lie has expired.
He doesn't want me to talk.
That lie has expired.
He doesn't want me to talk.
Let's make this conversation a bit interesting and educative for our viewers. Distinguished Senator, if you hold on, let the senior advocate speak. Senator Melaye, just hold on for a moment. Mr. Keyamo, if you make your point quickly.
Let me explain the fundamental human rights for you. Now, the provisions of chapter 33, look at provision of chapter 33 that talks about the right to life. There are always exceptions to the right to life. And in the exceptions to the right to life, one of those exceptions is that you can legitimately take life if you are doing it to protect the life of others, or to protect the destruction of property. That is an exception under section chapter 33 that you just quoted, and even under Geneva Conventions. So it is clear that what the president said, I repeat it for the umpteenth time, the president quoted the provisions of the law, supported by law, backed by the Constitution, and I will advise the president to say it over and over again. If you are not afraid of it, if you don't want to fall into that trap, don't snatch ballot boxes. Don't interrupt the process, the voting process, which the PDP is planning to do. You see why they are jittery? You see why they are afraid?
You are more jittery than anyone else. You are more jittery than anyone else.
They want to snatch ballot boxes.
You are more jittery than anyone else.
That is why they are afraid. That's why they are afraid.
So let me just quickly tell you this. The jungle justice, the anti-jungle justice bill is my bill. And President Muhammadu Buhari signed that bill into law December 2 years ago. And that bill is my bill. And what the president have done is an endorsement of jungle justice. What the president have done, he is a lawyer. He knows what happened in Bello versus government of Oyo State, where a criminal that has been sentenced to death, talking about the right to life, who has been sentenced to death already, because his death warrant have not been signed by the governor of the case of the state. He was executed. But the court held that his family be compensated, that despite the fact that he has been condemned to death, he still have right to life. But he is endorsing now the statement of the president, saying that without going through prosecution, without legal trial, a man can be killed.
Yeah, when that is what
Festus Keyamo is saying.
When you are threatening the life of others.
All right, gentlemen, just hold on, hold on, Senator, hold on, Senior Advocate, hold on. This conversation, let's bring this conversation home, and it's going to be about who wins this election. And perhaps the conversation about how these all will play out on the day of election with all of these states that we have analyzed earlier, Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Kano. Senator Melaye, quickly if you can tell us, how difficult is it for your party to win some of these states, for example, Kano, Lagos, Kwara? Do you see a light at the end of the tunnel for your party in that regard? There are trends and they're changing.
By the grace of God, Sheung, I'm going to call you on Sunday evening or Monday morning to ask you the results of those states. President Muhammadu Buhari has spent his integrity. The APC, as I speak to you, is not only unpopular, But by their actions and inactions, they've demonstrated incapacitation. They've shown that perfidy, killings, is what will dominate this country if we have another 4 years. The election is not between Atiku Abubakar and Muhammadu Buhari. The election is between Muhammadu Buhari and the masses of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who have made up their minds. Even from the campaigns, you can see what happened in Kano, what happened in Lagos, what happened in Ogun, in their own rally. Nigerians already have decided that Atiku Abubakar is the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Why are they afraid? Why are they scared? Why are they trying to burn the bridge through which they came into power? Nigeria is a democratic country. Nigeria is a civil society. They should allow the process to go uninterrupted. All the ballot papers that were arrested in Kano, arrested in Kogi, arrested in Ondo, all of them were thumb-printed APC ballot papers.
Lie.
So who is rigging? Who is attempting to rig the election?
You've had your time, Senator Melaye. You've had your time. Let me allow Mr. Keyamo to come in here. Mr. Keyamo, when your party won some of the states that we're talking about, you had the likes of Atiku Abubakar, Bukola Saraki, you have Konkunso in your party, but this time around you're not having them any longer. What are the hopes for your party? Do you see Muhammadu Buhari, your candidate, coming out as a winner on Saturday?
It is plus minus. We did not win the election. They may have made some small contribution, but we did not win the election because of
we didn't even contribute.
Now, those people are not there again, but you now have Akpabio with us, you have Odwaga with us, you have Ojikali with us, you have Ken Namani with us, it's plus minus.
These are political pensioners.
These are political pensioners. Akpabio is a political pensioner.
A big political pensioner.
Now we will know,
we'll see it.
Now let me give my opening.
We have celebrated this political obituary.
He doesn't want me to talk again, to give my closing remarks. Now I want to let Nigerians know that I want you to save this part of this conversation and play it again on Tuesday.
Sure.
And you see who is the joker and who is the person predicting correctly. Let me tell you, Atiku Abubakar today said, I want you guys to play everybody to go back and play that tape. He unwittingly considered defeat today.
God forbid.
He said,
God
we are
forbid.
bringing in China.
God forbid. And who's to be lying?
You see now,
That cannot happen.
he said, we are bringing in
That's not true.
card readers from China to 2 of his strongholds, and we are not taking it to 4 of our strongholds. And so he was talking about South and Southeast. So he's repeating it again.
But it won't work.
They are confessing defeat already.
It's what you are doing, but
he doesn't want me to talk.
It won't work.
He doesn't want me to talk.
It won't work.
All right. Well, we must close now. This segment, Atiku
Abubakar considered defeat today, and we all know that even those places he calls his strongholds. He will see the results, results next week.
Mr. Keyamo,
we are very
Mr. Keyamo, we need to go. Thank you so much. Senator Dino Melaye, that's how far we can go. That's how far we can go. Very interesting conversation and the debate between 2 mobile, savvy men there. But I tell you, the race is perhaps not between Dino Melaye and Festus Keyamo. It's perhaps between these 2 men because they're speaking for them. That's it for this side of the divide. It's back to you now, Ladi and Ijoma, but we'll take a break. Ladi and Ijoma will take you through the evening up until about 10 p.m. Stay with us, everyone.